Kasprowy Wierch, Świnica, a trail through the history and majesty of the Tatras. There are trails in the Tatra Mountains that are more than just mountain paths. They are journeys through history, tests of character, and encounters with the power of nature in its purest form. The route leading from Kasprowy Wierch to the summit of Świnica is undoubtedly one of them. It is not just kilometers of rocky ridge. It is a story of how man tamed and fell in love with the highest Polish mountains, a story written in stone, steel, and human memory. The symbol of Kasprowy Wierch, a gateway to the high-altitude world. Before we take our first step on the trail towards Świnica, we must understand what Kasprowy Wierch represents. For many, it is simply the upper station of a cable car, but its symbolism is much deeper. Kasprowy Wierch is an iconic symbol of the marriage between civilization and wild nature, and of the democratization of the High Tatras. Its most important symbol is undoubtedly the cable car, which was launched in 1936 after just 227 days of construction. It was a revolutionary project that forever changed the face of Polish tourism. Suddenly, within a dozen or so minutes, thousands of people could find themselves at an altitude of nearly 2,000 meters above sea level, on the threshold of a world previously accessible only to seasoned mountaineers and tourists. The cable car became a gateway that opened up the High Tatras to the masses, allowing them to touch the rocky, raw beauty. The second, inseparably linked symbol is the High Mountain Meteorological Observatory of the Institute of Meteorology and Water Management, National Research Institute. The building, standing on the summit since 1938, is a symbol of human determination, science, and relentless work in extreme conditions. It is the highest located building in Poland, a silent witness to countless gales, blizzards, and storms, and the people who work there are the quiet heroes of the mountains. Kasprowy Wierch is therefore a bridge between the valleys and the ridge, between comfort and challenge, between science and adventure. And it is from this symbolic place that our journey begins. History of the trail. From shepherd's paths to a tourist artery looking east from Kasprowy Wierch, we see the destination of our journey, the soaring rocky pyramid of Świnica. Today, the trail in its direction is well trodden and marked, but its history dates back to times when the mountains were the domain of shepherds, poachers, and treasure hunters. The original paths in this region were not created for tourism. They were practical tracks used by shepherds to drive their sheep to high-altitude pastures, such as Hala Gąsienikowa. Świnica, formidable and inaccessible, long remained on the sidelines, observed with respect from the valleys below. The breakthrough came in the 19th century with the development of tourism and mountaineering. The Tatras, discovered by visionaries like Titus Chałobinski, became fashionable. People began to explore the hitherto unconquered peaks. The first recorded ascent of Świnica was made in 1867 by the renowned guide Maciej Sieczka, who led the poet Eugeniusz Janota to the summit. This event opened the way for others. Shortly thereafter, the Polish Tatra Society began the task of marking the trails. The route to Świnica, due to its attractiveness and logical course along the ridge, became one of the priorities. It was then that the trail we know today was born, first as an informal path and over time as an official, secured tourist route. The construction of the Kasprowy Wierch cable car in the 1930s ultimately sealed its status. The trail from Kasprowy to Świnica became one of the most popular and classic routes in the High Tatras, a true artery, bustling with life from spring to autumn. The course of the route, a walk, a climb, and the reward, the trail from Kasprowy Wierch to Świnica, is a drama in 3 acts. Act 1, a walk along the ridge, Kasprowy Wierch, Liliowe Pass. The first section is pure pleasure and a warm-up. A comfortable, wide path leads gently along the border ridge, offering breathtaking views almost from the start over the western Tatras with their grassy, domed peaks. and the mighty rocky walls of the High Tatras on the Slovak side. We pass Beskid, 2,012 meters above sea level, and reach Liliowe Pass. This is where the Western Tatras end and the High Tatras begin. The landscape changes dramatically. Act 2. An encounter with the rock. Liliowe Pass, Świnica. Pass. Beyond Liliowe, the trail gains character. We enter a world of granite. The path becomes narrower and stonier, and on the left side, a stunning view of the Gąsienikova Valley with its emerald ponds opens up. Świnica, previously distant, draws closer with every step, presenting its steep, northern faces. We reach Świnicka Pass, 2,051 meters above sea level, which feels like an antechamber to the final challenge. It is here that many tourists end their trip, looking up with respect at the last almost vertical section. Act 3. A test of character. Świnicka Pass, the summit of Świnica. This is where the real adventure and the essence of this trail begin. The ascent to the summit is difficult, requiring confidence in moving on rock and a tolerance for exposure. The trail is secured with chains, which are not for decoration, but are an essential aid. The greatest emotions are stirred by the passage through the famous Żleb Blatona, a steep rocky gully where maximum concentration is required. Every step upwards is a struggle against fatigue and one's own fears, but at the same time, it brings immense satisfaction. After about 30 to 40 minutes of intense climbing, we stand on the summit of Świnica, 2,301 meters above sea level. The reward is one of the most magnificent panoramas in the entire Tatra range. The 360-degree view encompasses Orla Perch, Rysy, Gerlach, the entire valley of 5 Polish ponds, as well as the vastness of the Western and Slovak Tatras. Standing there, one feels not only fatigue, but above all, triumph. One understands why generations of mountaineers and tourists have fallen in love with this mountain. The hike back from Świnica is the epilogue to this story, but the impressions and memories from the summit remain forever. It is a trail that teaches humility, provides satisfaction, and allows one to touch the history written in the heart of the Tatras. It is the adventure of a lifetime, available at your fingertips, just beyond the symbolic gateway of Kasprowy Wierch.
A, spokojnie.
Bez szczałki.
Zdjęcie człowieka, jak robisz zdjęcie. No jakby po co? Wygląda...
No ale nie idzie. Mało ludzi, ma dużo ludzi.
I tak jest.
Nie wiem, czy zejść.
Mamy tam iść?
A odpoczniemy.
Dobra.
Nie, jeszcze atakujemy.
Nie, bo wracaj siedzi i się czyta. Rolki się przegląda, mamy czas.